Hello everyone, this is Cookies, and it looks like turn 50 just rolled. So let's go ahead and take a look. We got 3 messages from Xibalba. Well, turn 50, it's happening, big attack on Helheim. We'll just doomstack the throne and see what happens. How come there are 1k corpses in Lanka? Why are there riots everywhere? I don't understand. Could be worth nothing. I've been trading 10 fire for 10 earth every turn with Mekone. He's probably making lanterns with it, but for me, it's an extra 5 scorpions a turn. I wish I could cast Earthwell. That would be crazy. Alright. And we have a dire portent. I think this is Riches from Beneath for And we have a few battles. The beginning of war between Xibalba and Helheim. Looks like Berytos and are not ready to go just yet. So we'll have to see what's going on there. Mekone attacking Fomoria. So some air gems on this guy. I think this might have been a magic phase. Alright, that's successful. Then we have the first Xibalban attack in Giant's Rest. A single Batop. Is he pinging it? Okay. What is that? Just seeing how much PD is on a fort, I guess. Or if anyone's patrolling. In Jaburnia, we got Sauromatia. The Sauromatia AI continuing to attack Hinnom. We got Spirit Guide with some... What are these? Lancers? Okay. Alright. Jade Maidens did alright there. Then we've got the Farron Mountains. Mekone attacking Fomoria. Another pretty budget raid. A group of Draconians against 1 PD. Who is leading these? An Earth Gnome. Okay. In Silverfangs, we get our second Xibalban attack. Nope, another ping. Oh. Alright, where this one just goes in. Is it a thug? No. Probably forgot to script that one to retreat. Let's see. Hinnom going after Iron Peaks. Okay, so we see the Dustwalkers. Oh, this guy's sacred. That's pretty cool. Do they all have Berserker? No, just the one guy. Okay, they do have a Heat Aura, which is pretty cool for undead. A lot of fire res, so they work well with the rest of Hinnom's army. They've got poison res, a 20 damage spear, which is pretty nice, or a 22 damage Kopej. Decent stats. Alright. Doesn't lose any of them. Mekone going after Wolf in Plain. Alright, so the Mekone army is still on the move. Finds just PD. This looks like Fort PD, though. Mechanical Men still out in front. We still have, the Storm Drakes have moved. I think. And it looks like they've multiplied. So now we've got 2 groups of them. More Draconians. Still have 2 blocks of... 1 block of Hoplites, 1 block of Ektromos. Let's see what's on the Mage Core. We have some gem investment. Some Earth Gems. A couple Fire Gems, a couple Air Gems. A couple of Crypties Thugs. And an LLP. For some additional chaff support. One of these effers has winged shoes. I don't know if he flew in just to join the army and then he's going to pull the shoes off, or if he's just going to keep them on. Oh, is this guy a merc? Tempestus? Or is he from the throne? Has a crown of command. Okay. I think Mekone did have the Throne of Air, if I remember right. We'll have to check. Sleepy Mountains. We've got Xibalba attacking Helheim. I think this is the visual bug again. Alright, scripted retreat. And in Pergamy. Okay, so I heard attacking in the language, but there are no attacks just yet. And then we've got Hinnom storming the fortress of Raphabolia. This is a lot of rough fights. I don't think it matters much what this stuff does. Although it is a hilarious amount of skelly spam from all these Inaris and spirit guides. And we've got some mannequins. A lot of ghost grip. Rough fight goes down. That's probably because they weren't getting blessed. He does have vampiric weapons. So Melkar's could have been on advancing cast potentially. And we wouldn't be losing so many rough fights. But still, it shouldn't make a huge difference. I think he's just going to lose a few of them. Mages have routed. Okay. So, let's see. It loses 5 Sayer, 4 Rephites, 1 Mazik, 1 Dawnguard, and 1 Evite Spearman. Does kill 19 mages. A few Serpent Fiends, a bunch of mannequins. This is probably most of what the Sauromatia AI had left. 354 unrest. Good grief. This province is borderline worthless now. It's been eaten into the ground. He has put Iron Peaks under siege, so should be able to clear that up. And then I'm assuming these same Dustwalkers might come down to clear out these shrimp soldiers. It depends. If he tries to go for... If he wants to send all this stuff to Marverni, or if he just stops caring about what's down here. Although the AI will potentially hire a random amount of crap, give him 100 gold. It is mighty AI, I believe. And so it does get bonus resources and gold. I don't know if it can track that gold with or without a fort. I'm not that familiar. Let's see, preferences? No. I guess I'd have to look it up. Huh. Alright, but Hinnom about to be a free agent. We have a large Marverni army next to Hinnom's throne here. all grouped up, but the rest of the land is pretty open. There's a small forest in Gilgad. Berytos has gathered in Hyperboach. I think he was here last turn, though. So he's at least 2 turns away from doing anything. And the longer he waits, the more Helheim elves might be sneaking through his land. I don't know. Okay. I don't see moving towards the front either. They could both be hoping that Helheim spends more of their energy fighting Xibalba. And then they just get a bunch of the spoils. I mean, I could certainly see that happening. The zoo is rolling out. I don't know what Helheim's going to do to deal with these Blood Vengeance scorpions. I think they're going to be a major problem. Helheim has left their siege of Tianqi. So they're not going to commit to killing Tianqi. If they have likely odds of not keeping the land, they're going to deliver that army onto others like Berytos and into the raiding game. I think there's almost certainly going to be an elfing of Berytos. We don't see armies marching south. Or north, for that matter. I do worry that this coalition might be not the strongest. But we'll have to see what kind of commitments people make. I think Xibalba's committing. I mean, they're clearly committing. He's already pinged a bunch of territory in the neighborhood. I don't know that pinging... did he take advantage of the Oath Stone? He did not. Oh, but it's only for native PD, so it doesn't do anything here. That's kind of wasted. It would be nice if sites like this added also to Fort PD. I think that'd be cool. Okay. Okay, sorry. Ambulance drove by. We've got Amber Clan mages. So I think Helheim, what they're doing here is they're fishing for the fire random Amber Clan mage, and what they want to do is get Rune Smashers for Winds of Death. And I think their plan is to Winds of Death all the big armies coming to them, which is very exciting. I wish more games would get hosted with the Better Nations overview, just so I could see the summons when I go into here. Because this doesn't show the big sacred. But if they don't have a high max age, and I wouldn't assume that they do, then that could be a great way to kill these scorpions. Because I don't think Winds of Death triggers Blood Vengeance. That would be a very interesting defense. We have a Svartalf down here to try and guard it. Okay. What's Mekone up to? Mekone's invading Fomoria. I don't know if Marverni is going to attempt to join. I mean, they've just been so idle. They should have been involved in this, in my opinion. They should have had the research to be involved. So Mekone sieging Wolfen Plain. There will be another Fomorian army. That much is clear. He'll get to see the scripting here. Fomoria does have some elf raiding potential. And this Mekone army is very far west. If you look at the core Mekone lands, we've got Peltis, Turtle Warriors, and Peltis. We do have the Storm Drakes here. But, I mean, this is remarkably empty land. So if was going to make a move, like, there was a time already when he was fighting Tianchi, but there's also a time now when could send his very large armies into Mekone. There's also a time now where he can go try to get his from Helheim. I don't know what you could take that Xibalba wouldn't want. Maybe these 5. Just kind of like a vulturing roll. But it would net a tremendous gem income if he did it. That would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 gems from 5 provinces. Could probably get the lake too. And that would still give plenty of room to Xibalba to get this. I do think Xibalba would want the cap. I mean, we are talking about two cap nations here. I think the more profitable war would be, or the more profit potential war would be fighting Mekone, though. And maybe just having a small force to vulture here, doing some raiding and counter raiding. And I think he's got the troops to do both. There's certainly no reason to hold 200-man garrisons in every fort. A lot of troops that you're paying for that aren't doing anything. So I would like to see more activity. I think you're at a point in the game where you could do more activity as and I think you want to stay ahead. I mean, we've seen Berytos leverage his scaling period for #1 in research, but now we've started seeing him fall behind in not so much income. He's still second, but he's fallen behind in income. And he's starting to fall behind in some of the other categories because Berytos hasn't fought a war yet, even with the tremendous expansion he's had. And then, yeah, we'll have to see how this Hinnom Throne Rush goes. There's a lot of troops gathering up here, and there's not a lot here to try and stop them. I wonder if Berytos would be able to put it together, though. If Hinnom launched this invasion, would he check? I mean, that would be 3 thrones. Hinnom's purposefully keeping one of them not claimed. And it is a good one, I think. Which one? Is it the Throne of Gaia? Crystal Throne? Nope, it's been claimed. Throne of the Moon. It's claimed up here. Yeah, he hasn't claimed this. And then he'll have to betray Xibalba. I mean, all the Xibalban troops are marching out. If Xibalba takes some attrition, could certainly see all the stuff here taking this. Now he doesn't have the research to do like a wizard tower or 3 red seconds drop to protect a throne rush. But I still think it could work. Probably would have to deal with some magic phase from Mekone. But could be able to just do a conventional war on Marverni. He's got his forts his throne's forted. This one's almost upgraded, probably. So fort. This is forted. This one's also being upgraded. So I imagine when these two finish upgrading, he's going to make his move on the Marverni forts. And he's going to use this time to keep pumping quality troops into all of his fort garrisons and into his armies for the throne rush. He'll probably move to take the Xibalban throne when the Marverni throne is cracked and he's wanting to storm it, so that he takes both on the same turn. And then on the turn where this is cracked, maybe the turn right before he moves to crack this, he claims this, and then the mage can stealth in, or the Lilot. And then when he storms it, it's there to claim over the end turn. I mean, I guess it just has to... Yeah, because as soon as you take this, you want to be claiming it. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the graphs. Since we are on turn 50, Hinnom, #1 in provinces. Mekone, rapidly rising through the ranks now. So they're in 3rd now, behind Xibalba. We've got in 4th, followed by Helheim, and then our sort of bellwether for seeing if people are growing or shrinking since expansion is Berytos. For forts, Hinnom is now ahead of Berytos in fort count. For income, just shot the hell up from riches from beneath. So I guess he could get even more troops. Or maybe mages now. I did forget about that. Okay, so is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so has double the income of Berytos. And Berytos is 2nd in income. Has an insane amount of money right now. Okay, so we'll see if they move to kind of like swing that money around and maybe secure some more in territory. In gem income, is also in 1st, followed by Xibalba and Berytos. For blood income, we've got Berytos in 1st, followed by Xibalba, and we're getting the blood economy going. All right, now I'm excited, because he does have those circle masters, so he can break into vampires. He also has the garnets. So could actually, because they have 2 provinces that can produce blood mages, they can actually ramp a blood economy very quickly, especially with their giant armies. So I'm very much looking forward to maybe seeing some of this. In fact, his blood economy is almost equal to Xibalba for this turn. For research, we've got Berytos way ahead of everyone else. It's a huge research lead. Hinnom... Now, in terms of Hinnom trying to throne rush Marverni, Marverni does have much superior research. So, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So Marverni is about double the research of Hinnom. And Berytos, I think we looked at it before, it is maybe like 40% ahead of Marverni and double some of the other players. For Dominion, is really pushing their scales, and they've got great scales. It's part of the reason why their income keeps creeping up. And now we've also got Hinnom behind them, probably from having 3 thrones. They've also got Bloodsack if they want it, but I don't think they're doing that. Maybe a little, but I don't think they're overdoing it. For army size, is far and away in first. Then we've got Berytos. Xibalba climbed a lot this turn. They're in third, followed by Hinnom. And consequently, these are the 4 players, because they've got large armies, who are thinking about offensive operations. Mekone got attacked by Fomoria. So Mekone and Fomoria, I think, are fighting a war. It's a somewhat narrow front, so the armies are somewhat big. But I don't think either side has a lot of stuff. And we can kind of see that here. So in some ways, it's the small fighting the small. But we've got 4 large armies that are, I think, very soon going to be pushing their weight around. And then I think there's other nations that where it'll be at their expense. Okay, so yeah, this is getting pretty exciting. We're right before the set of wars that I think would lead to a Final Four. And I do think that Final Four would probably coincide, based on how the diplomacy is shaking out, it would coincide with the army size graph. But that Hinnom Throne Rush could throw everything for a loop. Could throw all of Berytos' research away if that Throne Rush ends up working. And it could throw away all the tremendous income advantages that has gained from riches from beneath. And all of the tremendous military success that Xibalba's had. So, very interested to see how maybe the next 10 turns go. And I think we'll get some very strong clues during the next 10 turns about who might be on track to win this game. So, looking forward to seeing how it pans out with you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.